Curtain bangs have had their moment in the spotlight in the last few years, really peaking in popularity and going viral on social media, and then kind of slowly fading away where I didn't see it talked about a lot, and then coming back in full swing. But regardless of that, it has always been a timeless style that has been beloved forever. This is a fringe that is parted in the middle and that frames each side of the eyes like a curtain. It is longer than a typical bang, it's soft and sweepy, and it's very versatile. If you've always wanted a fringe but don't like the maintenance or commitment of them, getting a curtain bang is the perfect way to marry having a bang and not having a bang at the exact same time. The best part about it is that because it's so soft and textured, it really does suit pretty much any face shape. I just got a haircut yesterday and I got them cut in, and I'm gonna show you how I style them right now. Let's go. First of all, if you like my bangs, I just wanna show you where they sit when they are wet, so that if you want them cut like mine, you can give your stylist this reference. In the past, I used to have them cut to just below my nose, but I personally like longer lines around my face, and I found that to be a little bit too short for me. Like, I was never fully happy with them until they grew out a bit. Do you know that feeling? You should be happy with them right away. So now I have the guide cut to my chin, and then of course it gets softened, texturized, and layered. So it's not like a blunt cut to my chin, right? It gets softened and layered, but the guide is to the chin, so you can tell your stylist that you want the guide cut to the chin. When it comes to styling them, I find that they always sit better when they're styled from the wet stage. There are a lot of growth pattern things that happen here at the front of the head. We have cowlicks, we have movement there, we have growth pattern things there. The hair at the front really wants to do its own thing. So when we're dealing with strong growth patterns, we have to control them, but we can only control them from the wet stage. So the first thing we want to do is control that cowlick, and the way we want to do that is by using a fine tooth comb and a blow dryer, and we're going to be confusing the root. I'm just going to start by misting my hair with a heat protector because the hair at the front is very fine, and if we heat style it regularly, you will inevitably get breakage over time. So what we want to do is take that fine tooth comb, and we want to comb the root and blow dry it all the way over in one direction, and then switch it and blow dry it in the opposite direction. If you do this a couple of times, you will notice that your roots will lay completely flat, and the cowlick or the growth pattern there will be completely gone. Now that you've tackled the cowlick, you can take a round brush and a blow dryer, or a blow dryer brush, which is what I like to use, to shape and style it. I always use a blow dryer brush because I find it a lot easier to do it that way on myself. I get more control, I get closer to the root, it's a lot less confusing than if I'm trying to tackle holding a round brush and a blow dryer myself. If you've mastered round brush and blow dryer, you can totally do it as well, and you'll get the same end result. I start by blow drying it backwards, and then I switch and blow dry it forward. I go back and forth with this technique until it's 100% dry, and then while it's hot, I put it in a Velcro roller to cool. Hair will set its shape when it's moving from hot to cool. So if you want your hair to stay a certain way for the entire day, you want to freeze it in its position while it's hot and then let it cool down that way. I got loads of layers around my face this time, loads of layers. I'm very inspired by this picture, and I was also very inspired by this picture, and I just wanted to look like a 90s supermodel. If you've been here for a while, you've probably heard me say that before. I love the 90s. I love 90s fashion and hair, like love, love, love. So because I got all these layers around my face with that kind of 90s flippy vibe, I also placed some Velcro rollers on the sides of my hair to kind of boost and really enhance the movement within those layers. Again, I just want to remind you that Velcro rollers don't do anything unless the hair is hot when they are placed in. So you can either put them in when your hair is hot, like I did with the fringe, or you can put them in when your hair is cool, but then heat them up with a diffuser attachment on your blow dryer. Just turn the speed down, turn the heat up, heat them up, and then you can wait until they cool down 100% before taking them out. If you're impatient, you can definitely also use the cool shot button on your blow dryer and cool them that way, but they do have to be cool or the volume won't last all day. While we wait for my hair to cool, now's a really good time to go through some of your frequently asked questions regarding curtain bangs. What face shape suits curtain bangs? Okay, I really feel like curtain bangs are one of the most universally flattering bangs that you can get. I personally have like really deep nasolabial folds. It's just the way my face is. And I have a pretty big mouth, so I don't look good with bangs at all because when you cover my forehead, it brings way too much attention to this area of my face, which isn't very flattering. Because curtain bangs are opened up at the forehead, it doesn't close the face in, so it doesn't draw too much attention to the lower face. So because of that, it also doesn't shorten the face too much. The longer length of them, the wispiness of them is pretty much flattering in my opinion on anyone. And depending on your face shape, your stylist can customize it to further balance it even more. So for example, women with round faces don't typically suit a very blunt and heavy fringe, but as long as you keep a curtain bang really airy and wispy, it breaks up the roundness of the face and it looks beautiful. If you look great with a traditional bang, so if you're not one of these people and you look great with a traditional bang and you actually like your forehead to be covered, so the opposite of me, you can also style them to pinch in the middle, and then you have that kind of fringe vibe with the exterior parts being longer. It's so universal because depending on how you style it, you can really shape it very differently to suit your face shape. Depending on how you cut and how you style it, it can kind of work on anyone. And that's not the case for a lot of fringes like the blunt bang. You know, the blunt bang never ever looks good on me no matter how I style it. Do curtain bangs grow out weirdly? I don't find that they grow out weirdly at all. I have had them so many times and they basically grow into a face frame. So you can see that in this clip. This is right before I cut my hair. I didn't cut them for about 6 months and they turned into just a shorter face frame. It's definitely the easiest fringe that I've ever grown out. How do you ask for them in the salon? This is a question I get asked a lot about every type of haircut, and it's how do you ask your stylist for them? What do you ask for in a salon? So this is my advice for that, okay? Stylists are extremely visual people. You definitely want to bring in a series of photos of curtain bangs that you like. All the photos you pull are likely gonna be variations of the same bang. So if you have different pictures, your stylist can then use those pictures as a guide and cut some for you that will suit your face and your growth pattern at the front. Do not, whatever you do not use the word blunt. If you use the word blunt, you'll probably get a blunt longer bang, and you don't want that in this case. These curtain bangs that are trending, they're really wispy and effortless. They are absolutely not blunt. But a photo is gonna help that a lot. As soon as the stylist sees the shaping, the framing, and kind of the point cutting elements or the texturized elements of the fringe, they will be able to cut and customize it to you. And that's always the goal, right? In any haircut. You don't want a cookie cutter haircut. You want something that is customized to your face shape. And if you have a great stylist, they are gonna do that. Do curtain bangs need to be worn in a middle part? This is a question that I get asked a lot, and it really is a great question. The answer is yes and no. They are cut to be worn in a middle part, and they look much better in a middle part. If you move them to the side, it's not like they will look terrible, but they will lose their balance. If you're not someone who ever wears your hair in a middle, or you don't look good in a middle part, I would definitely recommend getting a different type of bang because these just won't sit properly, and there are loads of options for other fringes or face frames that are made to sit in a side part instead of a middle part. So get the fringe that you want to wear, you know, get it cut in the way that you're going to part your hair, because if you don't, you're going to be fighting the balance of it. You know, the layering, the texturizing components, it may not suit a different parting. And then you're trying to fight that with styling. And a cut should really be easy to style. If a cut is easy to style, it's cut properly. If you're really fighting the styling to get the look you want, then there's a problem with the haircut. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I will try my absolute best to get to as many as I can. Okay, let's take these out and see what we're left with. Okay, this is what they look like. They are so wispy, they're so feminine. I love them with my hair all down, and I also love how they look when I pull my hair half up or even all up. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comment section below. This video's over.